Hi, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Hope you're doing well. This is the week of, or the video for the week of May 11th through the 15th. This will also be our last video for this year, so we won't be meeting back up until after the summer. The supplies that you'll need today are going to be your laminated sounds words page. You know, on the back side of it, it'll say sentences. We're going to be working with that. And you're going to need your dry erase marker as well. Just to remind you a little bit to review, we've been studying the CE, CI, and CY, saying S. So if a C is before an E, it says the S sound, as in scent. If it's before an I, it'll say S, as in city. And if it's before a Y, as in bicycle, it also says the S sound. So for a little review there, we're going to go through our green cards now. Whoops. And on our green cards, just say the words with me. Piece. And what kind of piece is this? Is it the piece like I want a piece of pizza, or is it peace like the war was over so there was peace? Do you know how to tell the difference? See how this says P-I-E, like a piece of pie? That's how I remember. So this piece is like you might have a piece of pie, all right, or a piece of pizza, or a piece of candy. All right, so we're going to go on. Face, scent, nice, sense, place, center, fence, success, pencil, city, entrance, accept, exercise, peace, the other kind of peace, ice, and that's it. Let's go on to our red words now. Remember that our red words are words that they don't follow a rule. They break the rule. Something in there does not do what we have studied before when we study things. Okay? For instance, this is O-O. It doesn't say oo or it says O in this one. So anyway, all of these break the rules. So let's go through these. Door, honor, once, sure, color, sugar, heart, floor, worry, tomorrow. All right, good job. Okay. And let's pull up our next page. We are going to be working on our sounds words now. Let me grab a pen. I think I'll write with red today. There we go. Okay. Now, on these, I will say a sound, remember, and you're going to try to think of all the different ways that we can spell this sound. And our first sound is A, the long A sound. So, there are 4 different ways. Write those down. If you need to pause the video, you can. But what is always one way we can say a long vowel sound? We can always do it with the consonant E, right? The vowel consonant E rule. What's another way? AY, as in play. What else do we have? EA, as in steak. Whoops, didn't get that one closed. And the final one, AI, as in rain. All right. Next sound, E. There are 6 different ways that we've studied that E can be spelled, the sound E inside of a word. See if you can do those. Pause the video for a second. This is going to take you just a few minutes. So, what are the 6 ways? Well, always remember one way, that would be the vowel consonant E. So a vowel consonant E. Sneaky E, in other words. Okay, what's another way? The open E, like in me, she. And there's a suffix, suffix Y says E. And E-A. E-A has several different sounds, but E is the most common. And then there's E-E. We studied that one recently. And I'm going to be squeezing over here into the other part. But what's the other way? We just studied it. You know, actually, I think I'm going to go up a little bit for that. It's I-E. That's only one of the sounds for I-E, but it is one of them. All right? As in chief. Remember our keyword for that? Okay. Next sound, qu. One way. How do we spell the sound qu? Q-U. All right. Okay. Next one. Not r, but It's almost the same. That would be, the only way we've studied is suffix er. Okay, as in like walker or talker. Okay. The next sound, s. There are 5 different ways to spell the s sound. Can you get them all? Pause if you have to, write them down, and then come right back. So here we go. There's S. What's next? There's an floss rule S. Wonder if y'all remembered that one. Then there's the CE. Oops, I put the E first. The CE, CI, and CY. And if you can write in cursive, I am more than welcome for you to write in cursive. It's just really hard on this page or with my computer. The next one is I. Well, there are 4 ways that we've studied to spell the I sound. Pause if you need to and come back and see if you've gotten them. What's the one way? I like this way. It always works. Vowel, consonant, E. So a vowel with a consonant E is going to say its long name. The next one, this one is the so he fly Y on a 1-syllable word at the end of the word. Y makes the I sound. And then there's one that we studied right before we had this big long break. Do you remember what that one is? It's IGH, as in fright or right, or like my right hand is what I mean. Okay, and then there's the one that we just studied right before we studied this, and that's the IE. Okay, all right. Next one, O. Many different ways that we can spell the sound O. There are 4 different ways. Pause the video, write them down, turn it right back on, and see if you've gotten them correct. So let's go ahead and check. We have O, consonant E, of course. We can do that with any of the vowel sounds to make them say their long name. It's another one. We have O at the end of a 1-syllable word. That's the open vowel O. Then we have OU. Remember, OU has all sorts of sounds, but that is one of them. O as in dough or donut. Next one, OA. as in boat. Right. Next, we're on number 8 now. This is eh. Eh. There are 2 different ways to spell the eh sound. Pause, think about it if you need to, write them down, and then turn the video right back on. So, what were the 2 ways? That would be E, the short E sound, as in bet or met, and one other way, EA. EA also says eh. All right, I'm going to scoot my page up just a little bit. Now I'm on number 9, and our sound is est. Est. What is that one? That one's not too terribly hard. It's going to need a line in front of it because this is a suffix, right? And that is est. I mean, not est, E-S-T. And that's est, okay? And remember, when we were spelling with this, sometimes we forget to say the T sound like it was the brightest. Some people just hear brightest, but it's brightest. Or, anyway, when you're spelling, remember if you hear the est, that you include that T on the end. And our final sound is T. Listen carefully. T. 2 ways to spell the T sound. What are the 2 ways? Well, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and put the one that we all know. It's going to be our T sound. T. But what's another way? It's going to be the suffix ed. So if I were to add it like to the end of the word fix, I would have fixed. Right? And that's still the ed making that sound. Okay, I'm going to go back up here to the top. I'm going to move this over just a little bit here. Grab that I to go with it. Put it there together. Now, we are going to go over a word just to remind ourselves that before we spell, we need to say a word. We need to hear how many sounds it has. What are those sounds? What could be the rules that go with those sounds? So, here we go. Let's look. So, my word is brace. So, let's think about it. How many syllables? Brace. 1. Now, if it had 2, we would try to spell the syllables separately from each other, but this just has 1. So what is the first sound in brace? B. Now, if you said brr, that's not totally wrong, but the first sound is B. What's the second sound? B. R. R. And then our next sound, A. And what is going to say the S at the end of this word? What are we studying? C will say it, and E is making that A say its long name, brace. Okay, so we've had a little bit of practice on how we're going to spell. So let's go. And we're going to do just a few words. We're not going to do all 10, but just a few. Our first word is pace. Say it, pace. How many syllables? Pace. Pace. Okay. Hear all the sounds. Write the word. If you can use cursive, that's even better. So write the word. Pause if you need more time. And how would I spell pace? P. A. S. How are we going to spell the S sound in this? Pace. It's going to be C-E. Pace. All right, let's go to our next word. Ounce. This is going to be a challenge word maybe. Ounce. Let's hear the sounds, or let's hear the syllables. Ounce. ounce, one syllable. And let's hear the sounds. Ow, n, s. Three sounds, but a lot more letters. Pause. Try to guess what you think that could be. Ow, n, s, ounce. That's a unit of measure. Okay, we measure weight with an ounce. All right, what would say ow? That we've studied. O-U. We didn't do that over there in our sounds, but that is one that we've studied. Ow, n. That one's easy. And then how are we going to spell the s at the end? C-E. Ounce. Does it look familiar? Maybe from something from math. Okay. Let's do another one. Spice. How many syllables? How many sounds? Pause if you need to. Spice. Okay, let's do that together. S. P. Sometimes y'all think that's one sound. It is a blend, and they're said very quickly together. Sp. Okay. I. How are we going to make the s sound at the end? Spice. C-E. All right. Next one. Fancy. That's actually the name of my dog. Fancy, or one of my dogs. I have 4 dogs. But how would you spell fancy? How many syllables? Fancy. Ooh, this one has 2 syllables. Fancy. Spell the first syllable, then work on the second syllable. And how would we spell that? Don't capitalize it. I'm not making it a name, but I just said that it was my dog's name. If I were going to write it, I would need to capitalize it if I were talking about my dog, though. Pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and check. Fan is the first syllable, fan, and then there's C. Fan. I think that one's easy enough, right? It's always easier if you can divide a word into its syllables. Fan. And then how am I going to do C? C. Well, I'm going to spell it with a C, and the end of the word is going to end in a Y this time. Fancy. All right, last word here. Racer. Not eraser, but racer. Okay, how many syllables? Racer. 2 syllables. Separate your syllables out in your head. How would you spell racer? Pause if you need to. Come right back. What's the first sound? Of course, R. And this one says ace, just like up here. So sometimes if you get used to hearing some things like ace or ice, those a lot of times in these words that look like, smaller words, they're going to be ACE for ace and ICE for ice. This one's ace. So I have race, and this time the C says the S sound because it's before an E. All right, and that's going to be all that we're going to do on that. Okay. I'm going to turn the page here. And now we're going to do one sentence. Now remember, when we're doing our sentences, you're going to listen very carefully to the sentence. I'll say it a few times, then I'll put lines on my page, and it's going to be the amount of words that are in here. And let's go with this one, okay? Cinderella lost her slipper at the dance. That first word is going to be a doozy to try to spell, but you can sound it out. Cinderella lost her slipper at the dance. Put a picture in your head this time when I say it. Cinderella lost her slipper at the dance. Let's put a little line for each word that we have. Cinderella lost her, I'm going to have to go down here, slipper at the dance. Okay, I'm going to be writing this. Pause the video. I want you to try your best. Cinderella's hard. See how many syllables it has and see if you can spell that correctly. Okay, when you turn it back on, everything will be spelled out for you here. So take a moment, stop the video, and the sentence once again is, Cinderella lost her slipper at the dance. So pause and let's see how you did. All right, we're back, or I'm back. And how did you spell Cinderella? Did you know that the C-I is going to say S in Cinderella? And there are 4 syllables in here. Cinderella. So it's a 4-syllable word right there. Lost her slipper at the dance. And dance does have the C-E, saying the S sound at the end. All right, well, we've come to the last of our videos for this year. I'm so glad that a lot of y'all have been joining in. I appreciate that. And if you would, I'm going to send a note home with you too, but if you would, I need for you the next time, you won't have any work to send back to me, but I would like for you to send back your purple book, your laminated page that looks like this that we've been working on, your tiles that I gave you. Some of y'all either had green and red or green and blue. I'd like the tiles to come back so we can use them this next year. And I'd also like for you to send back your dry erase marker if it's still good. So, saying that, I will see y'all later. I hope that you have a great rest of your day and a great summer. And I miss you guys. But for now, bye-bye.